What's going on, stackers? So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you something that most new low content publishers do not do. So, welcome back to Stacking Profit. My name's Paddy, and over here we give you the tools and resources to learn, grow and master passive income streams so that you can live a life of freedom. Now, like I said in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you something that I'm seeing an awful lot, and it's what most new publishers, low content publishers, seem to be doing. Now, what is that? Well, that's not niching down. I'm seeing far too many people just trying to publish books without niching down. Now, what do I mean by niching down? Well, stick around to the end of the video so that you can get a better understanding. Now, from here, this is my whole account over my Get Book Report. That came out wrong. This is my Get Book Report over my whole account. And we can see that I have actually broke $90,000 in royalties, which is absolutely awesome. Now, if we scroll down all the way to round about here, we can see my top few books. Now, I want to show you this because these just here are all completely niched down. I have logbooks, I have guest books, that's what I meant. I have guest books, kids low content books, I have colouring books, I have composition notebooks, recipe blank cookbooks, and they're all completely niched down. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, let's scroll back up to the top to round about here, and now let's just go over to Amazon. Now, from here, when most new publishers are trying to create books, like I said, they don't niche down. So as an example, let's go for colouring book, or a colouring book for women. So a colouring book, let's take away the for women for a second. Colouring book. If we were to create this, let's just click enter. So if we were to create just a colouring book, wasn't niched down, didn't say who's it for, what type of colouring book it is, or any of that, if you were to just do that alone, you're going to come up with 80,000 results. So there's over 80,000 results. There's probably a lot more. I do know Amazon suppresses search results. But if you were to create just a standard colouring book, wasn't niched down, you're going up against 80,000 people. People. So that's quite crazy. You'll find it extremely hard to make sales if this is your approach to publishing. It's the same for any type of book. So if we were to create just a normal composition notebook, now if that wasn't niched down, you're going to go up against a lot of people. So let's change this. Let's take that out. Let's put composition notebook. Now let's click enter on this as well, just so we can see the amount of results that are there. So for composition notebook, you're going to go up against at least 10,000 people. So this is what happens when you do not niche down. And I'm seeing far too many people trying to publish books and just target that main keyword. So for a composition notebook, that's the main keyword, composition notebook. But again, if we look here, there's 10,000 results. So unless you niche down for your composition notebooks, again, you're going to find it extremely hard to make sales. Now, it's relatively easy to niche down once you understand a few basic concepts. So let me go ahead and show you exactly what I mean. Now let's use colouring books for an example, because colouring books, to break down colouring books is really, really easy, or to niche down. So right here we have colouring book. Now the main thing that you want to understand is what type of book you have, who you're targeting, and what the niche is. So let me show you an example. Book type being colouring book. Okay, so who can we target? We can do it for kids, for teens, for adults, for girls, for boys, for mums. That's all different types of demographics that we can target. We can see that here. Kids, teens, girls. Then we also have toddlers, adults, animals. We're not going to target animals, but you get the idea. This is all different types of demographics that we can target. So we have the book type, colouring book. Now who are we going to target? We could do for adults. We could do for kids. Or we could even do for toddlers. So remember, we have the book type and who we're targeting. So we're going to do a colouring book for toddlers. But again, that's still not really that niche down because we need a niche within the book or the colouring book type. So let's go to the beginning, just there. And now we can start going through niches. Now an easy way to find niches is using Google. And you can use lists. Lists of, and then you can do animals, pets, food, sports, and the list goes on. There's literally so many different types of niches out there. Now what I'll do is link a video right there in the right hand corner which you can go through and watch, and that video is going to give you a better understanding of finding niches. But again, we have the book type, colouring book, we have who it's for, toddlers, and now we need a niche. So we could do a cat colouring book for toddlers. This is what I mean when I say niching down. This is very, very specific. And if we look here, Amazon's auto-populated this keyword just here because that's what people are searching for. Amazon likes to auto-populate the keywords, the search terms that people are searching for. If you don't have anything here when you type something in, that means no one's searching for it, so don't create a book around that. The easiest way to make sales is to create books around what people are actually searching for. And in this example, we can see people are actually looking for a cat colouring book for toddlers. Now again, this is what I mean by niching down. And again, we can switch out these just here for anything. So with the book type, we could switch that out for any book type. So that could be a colouring book, an activity book, a notebook, a journal, a planner, and the list goes on. Then we can switch out the demographic for whoever we like. So we could do a colouring book for mums, colouring book for dads, or we could do a planner for teachers, planner for mummies, and then we need that niche as well. So this is how you can play around, and this is how you can niche down. Remember, never target just that main keyword. For this example, that would be colouring book. Remember, there's over 80,000 results just for colouring book. This is not niche down. But by adding a niche at the beginning, again, let's just do that cat, and then by adding a demographic at the end, so who's it for? It's for, we could do mum. So right here, look at that, cat mum colouring book. That's what people are searching for. But let's change that out for dad. Cat dad colouring book. We can see someone searching for that. Let's do a toddler. So right here we can see cat colouring book for toddlers. Cat colouring book for toddlers ages 2 to 6. So right here we can do demographics, but we can also do age brackets as well. 1 to 4, 4 to 8. 8 to 12, it all depends on what people are actually searching for, but this is how you niche down. And remember, you can do this with any different type of book. So let's take away toddler, let's do a kids. Oh, let's do that again. So it was a cat colouring book for. So in fact, if we just put 4, we can see adults, kids ages 4 to 8, 2 to 4. Girls ages 10 to 12, very, very specific and very, very niche down. Do you think that if you created a cat colouring book specifically aimed at girls ages 10 to 12, do you think that you would make sales? More than likely. Now, there's a lot more that goes into niche research. Remember, not every niche is created equally. Some niches might make you 10 sales a month. Some niches might make you 10 sales per day. Every niche is not created equally. Just remember that. So this cat colouring book for girls ages 10 to 12 just here might make you a few sales here and there each and every month. But remember, this is how you can break down niches, and this is how you can niche down. Remember, we do it for the book type, then we have the niche, and then we have who it's for. So let's keep on colouring book. let's change out cat. We could do this with hobbies, sports, animals, pets, even food. So I've used food as an example in the past. Let's think of a food. The main one that always comes to mind is pizza. So we could do a pizza colouring book. Let's take away that for. So right here we can see this is what people are actually searching for. Pizza colouring book for kids, pizza colouring book for adults. These are all niches which people are searching for, and the amount of niches specifically or especially for colouring books is absolutely endless. There's an unlimited amount of niches that can be targeted an unlimited amount of ways, which I've just shown you. Remember, we have the niche, then we have the book type, and then who it's for. So let's take away pizza. Let's do something different. You could do sports. Now remember, always stay away from sports teams because you can get in trouble for doing that, but just do generic sports related stuff. So you could do basketball, soccer, football, rugby, ice hockey, any different type of sports. So let's put basketball. Basketball colouring book, let's take away that for. So we have basketball colouring book for kids, boys, adults, girls, toddler. Now, all these just here are different demographics, as I've already explained. But each one of these demographics could have its own colouring book. So a basketball colouring book for adults is going to be completely different than a basketball colouring book for girls or a basketball colouring book for toddlers. So this alone just here, I could create a few completely different, unique colouring books, basketball colouring books for all these different age ranges or demographics. So that is niching down, and that's what I don't see many people doing, or many new publishers, should I say. They get all excited, which is all well and good, and they don't realise that you should be niching down, because remember, if you're going to create a colouring book or a planner, an activity book, a notebook, a journal, if you create any type of book and just target that main keyword towards what the book is, you're going to find it extremely hard to make sales. Remember, you always want to niche down, and we can niche down by using the book type, the niche. So let's just put something like a rat. So we want the niche, the book type, and then who it's for. So there we go. And again, the who it's for, the demographic can be changed out, the book type can be changed out, and so can the niche. And once you start doing this, you're going to find some really, really amazing keywords. But please remember that if you are going to do it this way, then your book really needs to be spot on with the keywords that you're using. So if I were to create a rat colouring book for adults, it really needs to be a colouring book for adults. You don't want simple images in there which are relatively easy to create, because remember, this one's for adults. So depending on the book type, the niche, and who's it for, will depend on what your book will look like. So I hope that kind of makes sense, because you're not going to create a real simple colouring book or a real simple colouring book for adults, and then when they've purchased and brought and opened their book only to find real simple images, then you're going to get some really bad reviews. Your book really has to match your title. So a rat colouring book for adults should be that. It should be a rat colouring book for adults, not a rat colouring book for toddlers. Because remember, if we do this, we have to change this out for a minute. Let's just do a sloth. Because look, if you're creating colouring books, then your book really has to match the demographic that it's suited for. A colouring book for kids ages 4 to 8 is going to be slightly different than a colouring book for kids ages 8 to 12, because everyone has different needs. So I hope that all kind of makes sense. That's the easiest way that you can niche down. Remember, never ever target just that one main keyword because you'll find it extremely hard to make sales. Always niche down, and this is one of the best ways that you can do that, and for free. Now obviously there's going to be a lot more that comes into niche selection. This is just a real easy way to find niches and keywords just by using Amazon. For future reference, I actually always use Helium 10 as well in combination just with Amazon, and I also use Self-Publishing Titan's free Chrome extensions because there's more than one way to skin a cat. You can do KDP for free, you can use free paid tools, and there's so many different options. But doing this, you can do it completely free and just by using Amazon. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.